Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Welcome back for another video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. We post videos every single day at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new or if you already haven't. I make tons of different type of silver and precious metals content. So today we're going to be talking about the 5 ways to determine a coin's value. This is going to be a guide how to properly, I guess, guesstimate or try to find the potential into coins that will appreciate in value in the future for yourself. Now, there's a difference between bullion coins, semi-numismatic, and numismatic coins. Knowing the difference between those three categories is extremely important for any investor into precious metals, because if you are a short-term stacker or a quick flipper, you're going to be buying different types of silver than more of a long-term stacker, more for the end game. So, for example, a coin like an American Eagle is a bullion coin sold for the metal content, and those coins have a much different market, a much slower market than coins like a Panda or even like a Morgan, etc. Those coins are more semi-numismatic coins, which means they appreciate over the next 5 years. Those coins usually grow 10, 20, 30, $40 premiums, where American Eagles will stay the same value, just stagnant or basically stuck to spot price. So determining on which way you want to stack your silver or not, which direction you want to go, whether you're a quick flipper, short-term stacker versus long-term stacker, that's completely up to you. Definitely figure out what works best for you. Different people have different selling time frames, different buying time frames, different financial situations, and this is going to definitely play more individually on your stack, so figure that out before. So we're going to go into the 5 ways to determine a coin's value. These are things I look for when I try to find a coin that I'm, going to buy from APMEX or wherever, and trying to figure out what coins will appreciate quicker than others. So number 1 is rarity. You definitely want to be buying a more rare coin. Those coins bring collector value. They have a much more sought after type of value to them. It's apart from spot price. These coins, coins that are more rare, that have lower mintage numbers, are more collectible. They're not saturated in the market. They're not flooded in the market. Like American Eagles are sold by like the tens of millions. Coins like Pandas are around 8 million, and kookaburras around 300 to 500,000. So that's why those coins have a more of a collector value on top of spot price, because there's less of them, just like with any investment. So if you're looking to find a coin, let's say we'll use the example of my PF70 Ultra Cameo Moon Festival Panda I purchased a couple years ago from Modern Coin Mart. So that coin had a mintage of 5,000. So for a very sought after, perfect condition coin, especially as collectible as a Panda, I knew that that coin was going to do good because there was only 5,000 ever going to be made. And I actually got like number 2,000 something. It came with the COA. Certification of authenticity. So, I had the documented proof that this coin is an extremely low number. Not many are out there, especially being a proof 70 ultra cameo, and also being just something that people don't really see all the time, so that definitely drives the price higher. So that's something to definitely take in consideration if you're trying to find a coin. Look how many are minted out there. How rare is it? Is it collectible? Is there a market for it as well? Number 2 is the design. Now, going along the same lines as my Moon Festival Panda, the design on that coin was absolutely stunning. It had a big moon in the background. The reverse proof finish was absolutely gorgeous. And that's the same thing that happens with other coins. For example, the 2019 Swan, especially the Rwanda series, like the Rwanda Rooster and the Pig. Those coins, the matted finish and how there's different proofing on it, really drives people to want to collect them more. That's definitely a huge factor that plays into the value of these coins, how they're going to appreciate in the markets over the next coming years. Also, does the design change every year? That also brings a different market, just like pandas and kookaburras. The design changes every year, so people want to collect every single year and compare the designs of each year's and etc. For a coin like an American Eagle or a Maple Leaf, where the design stays the same every year, it's very boring, it's mundane. People don't really want to collect them as more. They see that more as a bullion coin. So think of those two things as well. Number three are the mints and mintage numbers. Definitely the mints play a big part. Perth Mint is one of the most respectable dealers. They rarely make mistakes. That's something that definitely gives a coin a huge advantage is who's making it. Perth Mint is definitely one of the top dogs. I love Perth Mint. They come out with beautiful coins. They rarely have any flaws in them. Rarely make any types of mistakes. And this actually brings me to the Dragon and Phoenix, which was one of the most beautiful coins they've ever made. There was actually an error on that coin, and I actually got my hands on a couple of them accidentally, and it drove the price extremely high for those coins, tripling, quadrupling in price, and things like that are also what make these mints so pristine, because that was like a 1 out of 1 million chance for them even to make mistakes. They are not known for that. That's also something to look for as well. If you do have any coins that have mint errors, any key dates, things that are different about them, maybe there's a double lettering or something that's it's stamped wrong. Those are also things that drive coins up as well in price. So fourth, we're going to be talking about the condition of the coins. Condition plays a huge role. I only really buy slabbed coins that are MS or PF70. PF is proof, MS is mint state, basically meaning a 70 is the highest grade you can get. It goes way down to, it goes much lower than that, but an MS or PF70 is the top of the line, pristine condition under a magnifying glass. The coin is flawless. 69s, MS 69s basically still look like 70s. Usually from the naked eye, you can't tell the difference, and that's why a lot of people think they can just buy like a BU Panda from APMEX and send it into NGC or PCGS, and they think that they're going to get back 70s. That's never the case. That's a kind of a cheap way to try to work the system to make money or profits off of these coins. It doesn't usually work, especially having to pay for the memberships with NGC or PCGS. You're basically going to break even, if anything. So only send in coins like that, that are numismatic coins, or something that is definitely that needs to be graded off the condition, whether it's a Morgan, some junk silver, something like that. That's when the coins really come into play, where you can send them into NGC and get a professional grade on the coin. But if you're sending bullion coins in, you're not really it's really a waste of time. But condition definitely plays a huge part in the value of a coin. MS70 pandas, like you can get the MS70 like early release type things, first day strike. Those definitely do very well in the markets. People like to get, especially the first day strikes. The first couple thousand that were minted from the mints, or even like an MS70 that's from NGC, if it has a certification with it or something like that, talking about the grade and the professional grade behind it. There is an interesting and unique point that I want to do make, that PCGS and NGC actually do grade a little bit different. I'm pretty sure NGC is a little less lenient than PCGS. Usually, I know there's been instances where people have compared, and they do have a slightly different grading scale. So that might depend on where, if you do want to send coins in, which option you're going to go, which direction you want to go. So number five, we're going to be talking about character and the controversy behind some of these coins. The character actually does play a huge part. You wouldn't think it does as much in a market like precious metals, since it's definitely, there is a set there's definitely a measurable value on these coins, whether it's spot price or in the red book, even it will tell you exactly how much a coin is worth. But there definitely is some things that would technically, not on paper, be looked at for incorporating a coin's condition or value, that does drive the price still. With silver, a lot of these coins have stories behind them, whether it's a mistake, whether it's a mint error, whether it's a die variety, whether it's just a coin that has a lot of controversy behind it that people didn't like, whether it's a coin that came out that was way too expensive and no one really wanted to buy them, but it still had so much hype around the coin, so many people were talking about it, that it almost became something that people wanted, just because everyone was talking about it, just because there was so much hype around it. which actually does happen. I know when the Swans came out, that was the same instance. There was another coin as well last year that came out. I forget which coin it was, but coins that have characters, that have stories behind it, whether, there was a story about they wanted to switch the design on something, whether it was a mint error like with the dragon and phoenix, where there was the matting, there was supposed to be a proof-like finish behind the dragon's head, but it was matted, and about 3,000 of those came out, and people were trying to get their hands on those, which drove the price up. Whether it was just something that the mint unreleased or some, whatever the case is, that also does drive collector value to these coins because it's different. People, especially with silver, it's such a structured type of investment that things that are different in the industry, or mistakes or whatever controversies, brings more people to want to collect them and have that piece of history, have that story behind that coin. These are definitely stories. These are stories. This is like almost like holding a piece of history, a piece of treasure. And however, whatever separates that coin from the rest of the group is definitely going to drive traffic, drive higher prices to those coins. So those are the 5 things that I definitely use, in my opinion, when I'm trying to determine a coin's value. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. Stay tuned for daily videos at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.